Welcome to the Energy Update for July 2024. I'm Fiona McLeod, intuitive consultant, tarot card reader and therapist. Today we're using the tarot as a prompt to understand what the energy forecast is like for July 2024. The reason this is helpful for us to watch and listen to is because when we get the heads up on life, sometimes we're more prepared to use our circumstances as an up-leveling opportunity as opposed to getting caught up in the challenges of life. Now, life is a road of obstacles and challenges and twists and turns. And once we embrace that concept, rather than wondering why this stuff is happening to me, as sometimes we go into that mindset of, then we actually have a fresh perspective of life itself. And when we look at life as a bunch of obstacles to overcome, we actually look at life with a more of an exciting attitude. Now let's see what the first card is to help us to understand what the energy of July 2024 is all about. I'll show you this card. We have here the Eight of Pentacles. Now the Eight of Pentacles is an awesome card. It's all about really enjoying the now and working towards something more, rather than always striving to get to the end result, something you want to create, something you want to manifest, something you're working hard towards. Instead of waiting for that thing to be manifested in your reality, or to get that job promotion, or get that boyfriend or girlfriend, or achieve optimum health, lose the weight. And instead of waiting till we get to that outcome, we in fact be excited and enjoy the now. Now this is actually specific for people's work and money making scenarios this month. So what it's all about is actually finding a way to fully enjoy what your job, your career, your business is, like where it's at now, to enjoy the present moment, really use it to recognize your current skills, your current strengths, your craft, the craft that you do as part of that job. Even if it's a simple thing like washing dishes, or something even more of a normal, mundane, domestic nature. That's okay. Just make it something that is your craft, that is your thing that you can do the best to your ability. Now, when I say this can also be applied to a trade. Say you are a massage therapist and you're really good at massage and you enjoy your massage. However, you choose to study different types of techniques to constantly up-level your massage offerings to your clients. And this is an example of a person being in their element, enjoying what they do, whilst they're excited about moving into a grander scale. That grander scale is a mix of more of what you love to do, as well as more income. So when we recognize that if we are able to be happy with what is, even if it is a job that's just helping you to get by, like some of the jobs we used to do in our younger years, and some people still might be doing them, it's no judgment from me, more that, like say you're waiting tables. Some people really love that as a career because they're very outgoing and they like that community and they love the hospitality industry. Other people are there doing it just to get a job done so they can have some money to play in their spare time, or to pay their study bills, or to save for a holiday or another opportunity. However, whatever the reason is that you've got the job, or you've started the business, or you're in this current career, whatever the reason, find a specific thing about the now that actually would make it enjoyable for you to be part of. The real key here is to allow yourself to get into a vibration that allows you to expand, rather than getting stuck in the frustration of what is. The reason that I ask you to do this is because when you actually decide to enjoy the moment whilst looking forward to the future, you actually raise your vibration and you're more likely to move faster up that corporate ladder, or faster along the path of your passion creation, or faster in your health recovery, or meet your soulmate faster, because you're not blocking it with the frustration and the resistance and the moaning and groaning about why you're in a job or career that's not quite satisfying you right now. Of course, at any point in time, you can make the call to change directions for your business, career, or job, or other money-making venture. However, if you're not going to make that choice, definitely make the choice to enjoy something about what is right now. There's another layer to this, and that is that this card is actually an 8 energy, the number 8. And we are also in an 8 year, 2024. This year is about those who are choosing to live an empowered spiritual path. They will be embracing the opportunity to be more personally powerful, to receive the abundance that is innately theirs, and to really develop a core inner strength, a core confidence, more so than you've had before in previous years. Last year, we were all about obstacles and transformation, using the challenges as our gifts to get more clear on what is possible in our lives and to learn a bit more about ourselves. This year, we're going to take those skills, those lessons, those gifts that we gained from the kerfuffle of last year, and we want to put them into practice for something that will either help yourself or help others. But it must be an action step. We have to co-create with the universe. And that's why if you're not choosing to be on your soul's path, you just simply want to do a basic 3D reality human life with nothing more than meets the eye, with no deeper meaning, with no higher purpose, then that's cool. That's your choice. However, in that case, you will find yourself flatlining and dipping and flatlining and a little bit up. But most of all, it's not really a staircase to heaven as such, right, is it? And when we talk about this heaven aspect, we're talking about heaven on earth. This is actually part of what the new earth is all about. It's allowing you to realize that heaven on earth comes from within you, comes from you choosing to see this life as an opportunity to create whatever you like, opportunity to recognize how powerful you are. This is the year of the 8, remember, about personal empowerment, about inner strength. I'm repeating this because it's super important that you make the decision whether you want to continue to walk the staircase towards heaven on earth. And that's not a religious thing. That's actually a metaphor for being at peace in the now, to being loving of your life as it is today, and using our human experience in 2024 as the spiritual path. We need not talk about all of the ancient philosophy in order to be spiritual, whilst that's a fantastic portal of wisdom. The fact is, every day is a spiritual path opportunity in our human modern world. This is a modern mystic school, simply living in our existence on earth this month of July 24 and every other month. What I'm saying is every minute of every day is a nudge, a guided moment, an opportunity from your higher sources to, well, they are speaking to you. They, it, the energy is guiding you to a grander life. It's up to you if you choose to rise up that ladder like this dude in this picture here. He's chipping away at creating something. He's loving, he's enjoying the creation. Yet he's in his infancy. He's got all this ladder of financial abundance and other abundance that he can eventually get to when the time is right. And rushing to the top of that ladder, in this case his money ladder, rushing to the top of that ladder is not necessarily going to make him any happier faster. All it's going to do is tick a few boxes, isn't it? And therefore we underline the importance of the cliche. It's not a journey, it's a destination. No, it's not. It's a journey, not a destination. That's life. That's everything in life. Everything is a journey, not a destination. Yet, most people are only focused on the ticking of the boxes. And I say most people because it is most people. Anywho, let's just see what the next card is going to share, the next piece of wisdom for the July 2024 energy forecast. So once we have embraced the fact that we are choosing to find pleasure in the moments of our work specifically. However, as I've said, any topic can be used for this. It's just that what I'm feeling for July 2024 is that it's specific to something that brings you an income, something that gives you your security, your safety, your foundation of life. You know, how can you survive? It could be a career or business. It could simply be you're building a house, something that is really in that root chakra, that red base chakra. Now, the second part of this story is the Ace of Wands. Another beautiful card to receive. This is the start of a new passion. Could be a love affair. However, going on what we're talking about so far, it's the word I didn't mention before is igniting your passion, discovering your passions, or really launching into something that you've been passionate about for a long time that you haven't been doing. Therefore, in association with the first card, if you are in a job that's not your passion or not something you're passionate about, and you're going to choose to find a good reason to enjoy your days, I suggest you also ignite something on the side that you're passionate about. That could be anything, playing soccer, starting to read again. It also could be something of your own creation that you would like to help serve the world with that potentially could make you money. Now is the time where we are working towards everybody living with a heart-centered philosophy. More and more businesses are opening up with a heart-centered nature. What does that mean? It means that you give a shit, that you care about your clients, that your offering to others is something that you genuinely know is going to serve them, as opposed to it being a sales pitch, a marketing and advertising sales pitch, where you would be selling something someone didn't need by encouraging them to look at themselves in a negative fashion, like an anti-wrinkle cream, making people feel bad about having wrinkles. Use this anti-wrinkle cream and it will solve all your worries. Well, we know that's not the case, don't we? And therefore the difference between a heartfelt business and a old school business is that the aim is not to sell, the aim is to serve. Now, I'm not suggesting you jump ship from your job into this passion and hope for the best. There is an element of logic and an element of intuition. The intuition is the feeling component. That comprises of the passion and the inspired ideas. The logic is, how are you going to pay the bills, and is this working for me on a practical level? Like, you're not going to go and work at sea if you've got 5 kids at home that need taken care of, right? But that doesn't mean you can't follow your passion. It's just a different way of seeing things and setting new boundaries so that you can let go of some stuff that's holding up your time and put more time into what you're passionate about, even if it's only 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes a day, maybe you're reading a new book. 5 minutes a day, you're kicking a soccer ball around with your kids. 5 minutes a day, you're writing a to-do list on how you want to create your own business. That's all it takes. All it is reminding you is that you need to be aware of what you're passionate about. You need to be aware of what lights you up inside. Passion, passion, passion. Okay, so finding an element of flicker of that in your current work environment, and also keeping an eye on the prize. Perhaps every night before you go to bed, you could either do one of 2 things. 1, write 3 things you're passionate about, or 3 things that were exciting of that day. And 2, ask your guides and angels or source itself to provide you an intuitive answer the next day of what perhaps you're missing that could be a passion. The reason I say this is because often we're head down, bum up. We're head down doing the job. We don't even get a moment to feel into our own needs. It's busy, busy, busy. Up, get the kids off to school. Up, get the breakfast. Up, do this job. Up, do all the other chores. Run people around, go and visit a friend, help out a friend in need, do some exercise. You know how it goes. But when we don't have that stillness, we haven't even got time to contemplate what our heart is calling out for. The passion is what lights up your heart. The passion is what you do when you lose track of time. The passion is you actually channeling your soul, your energy, your natural innate essence. Okay, it's a bit of a lecture, isn't it? So let's just see what else we need to hear as a third component to the suggestion for July 2024. Now, what I'm finding interesting about this reading is that it's not so much a forecast as a suggestion that would help you align best with the available energy. What it means is that the energy of July 2024 is there to support your passions. It's there to guide you to raise your own level of consciousness. It's there to help you to leap forward. It's there for movement forward. It's there for you. It's there for you to be self-caring. It's there for you to make yourself important at the top of the list. Now, this is not about being selfish, not at all about being selfish. Well, we've just got a bit of a curveball come in here. I've chosen the Devil card has been the card that's popped up as the third part of the reading. Now, I want you to look really closely at this card because, as you can see, these people here have chains on them and they are chained to nothing. It is an illusion. These people think they are chained to something that they cannot release, meaning, I can't follow my passion because I have responsibilities. Chained to excuses of why you can't follow your passion. Sure, it may take a little bit of navigation, a little bit of life upheaval, a little bit of reorganization, a little bit of time to reset your life. If you're happy with Groundhog Day and you're genuinely happy with your life, keep going. If you're not, and you feel you're meant for more, and you don't have enough money, or you really hate your job, or life's a bit of a monotonous humdrum of then listen to this. Listen to this entire message, because that Devil card is representation of our human ego. When I say human ego, I'm referring to the mind, the thinking mind, the conditioned mind that blocks us from following our passions and our dreams. So when we can realize that though we think we're chained to something, it's like an addiction. We are addicted to our conditioning. We are addicted to what we think we need. Now, there's a little bit of a snippet of information here that could be helpful. When we are making excuses about why we want to stay stuck or think we're stuck and we can't get out, there is actually something within that attachment to the block, attachment to your resistance, that is working for you. Meaning that you're getting something out of the reason you're holding on to that block. What is that block? In fact, earlier today, I had a client and her particular revelation was that she is holding on to the anxiety and other emotional stances because it was serving her in a way that I actually won't go into the details, but it was something she was holding on to in fear of being alone. When people are holding on to aspects of their, I'm just hesitating here to not say too much because all of my clients are under a strict confidentiality. But the point is, when we can own it and recognize our excuse or our belief that really is the underlying core block, then we literally release its power over us. And we set up a new story saying that if I be my true self, then I will always be surrounded with everything I need, the people, the money, the opportunities, the synchronicities. That's the ultimate. The challenge for people is trusting that that is actually a true fact. because it sounds all airy-fairy and out there. And spiritual, because it is spiritual. Just that spiritual does not mean woo-woo. Spiritual means energetic. Spiritual has a lot of elements of the quantum physics philosophy. That's not woo-woo, that's science, if you're into the science, more so than the apparent woo-woo. So what we're saying is, when we stop and look at our issue, what is the thing that that issue or challenge or resistance is giving you that you're afraid to let go of? The block sometimes isn't so much the thing you're afraid to let go of, it's the aspect that you believe you're getting because you're holding on to the block. It's often actually seen in the elderly, and I don't want to put the elderly into a box. It's just that this is something that I've seen a few times, where an elderly person that is unwell needs a lot more care than somebody that is fit and healthy. And the elderly person that is unwell seems to get more visitors and people feeling sorry for them and people empathizing and showing their compassion and being there. Whereas the fit and healthy elderly person is left to their own devices because they appear to be strong and resilient. Whereas we all need support and empathy. And if we can recognize that in ourselves and others, it means that we can give the strong people support as well as the people that are struggling. Vulnerability is available for all of us, and it's a two-way street when it comes to using vulnerability as an attachment versus using vulnerability as a real connection tool. I'll repeat this because it's possibly quite complicated for people. When we subconsciously hold on to an illness or some other point of resistance, it's usually because it's serving us by something such as an example of getting attention from others. Whereas if we get well, and if the fit and healthy person doesn't need people, then they might be feeling they're getting abandoned. So being unwell means they're not abandoned. Of course, none of this is true. It's all a made-up story. And sometimes it appears to be true because people are more likely to gather around the sick than they are the bouncy well people. But actually, long-term, that's not the case. If you are bouncy and well and happy and free of your resistance, you are shining your light, you are in that personal power, that 8 energy, you're expressing your personal abundance, power and strength through your energy. So you attract the people into your life like a lighthouse, beaming the light. They follow the light, or they come towards the light like a mosquito reaching the light bulbs. And that is the best way to attract your tribe, your opportunities, the next work scenario that could give you a pay rise or a promotion. So my challenge to you is to take a look at your victim mindset. And it doesn't mean that you're meaning to be a victim. Take a look at the emotions you're experiencing that are not so high vibe. So they're the low emotions that don't make your life feel great. And see if you can feel into what is the benefit that that way of being is serving you. Is it that you want attention or support or connection, or to feel surrounded by people, to feel safe and secure? Is it that you don't want to lose the love of your life, even though a relationship may be not looking like it should continue? Something to think about, guys. It's just a real opportunity to come into that 8 energy now, rather than think you have to wait till you've achieved the next stage. Today is when you can come into your personal empowerment. And the next step was to recognize things you're passionate about. I always tell clients to write lists of the things they're passionate about, because not only does it remind them, but it also raises their vibration in doing that exercise alone. And then the third part was, in order to use this process to your advantage, Take a look at what you're attached to. What are you feeling chained to for a reason that's keeping you stuck? What is your excuse? What is your benefit of holding on to the current resistance? If you have any questions, please pop it in the chat below, because I would love to help you to understand this philosophy more. And I absolutely look forward to seeing you next month for the part 2 of what can unfold within your own opportunity to step into the 8 energy, the number 8, power and abundance. When I say power, I mean empowerment, like power, personal power, not control, not abuse, not dictatorship, just absolute inner peaceful power, subtle confidence, subtle strength, like a solid oak tree. Now, if you've made it this far on the video, please give me 5 orange hearts into the comments so I know who's been watching, and also to show your support for me as I launch into shining my own light by sharing these messages with you. When I read tarot and other things similar, I lose track of time. I love it so much. I want to do it as much as possible. And that is a sign to me that it is on my path. I'm doing the right thing at the right time. However, if I get frustrated, perhaps the camera's not working like it did the other day, and I start finding myself getting out of my peaceful state, well, I have to listen to that and realize that perhaps that day wasn't the day to record a video about the energy forecast. Sometimes we just have to listen to the resistance and not hold on to it and keep ourselves stuck. So there's always another day to step into what you wished and hoped you could do today that didn't quite happen. Alrighty guys, I love you. I appreciate you watching this. I welcome your feedback, and I definitely look forward to seeing you here for the August forecast. Now let me assure you that Tarot Q&A is kicking off again. We will be doing Tarot Q&A on the 3rd Tuesday of each month at 3:33 p.m. New Zealand time. So work that out with your time converter. If you're overseas, 3:33 every 3rd Tuesday of the month. If you'd like to ask a question and get a free tarot reading as your answer, please either pop that question into the comments of this video, or you can email me your question at fiona@soulalignedtherapy.com. Soul Aligned Therapy, SOULAligntherapy.com. See you real soon, guys. Ciao for now.